Hello again, everyone. Ed Whitmer back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about people that have a Taurus sun and an Aries moon in their natal chart. I'm going to elaborate and expound on that. I'm talking about people that have that sun and moon combination in their chart. People that do have a Taurus sun and an Aries moon in their natal chart. Now, the basic character, which is the sun, and in this case being in Taurus, can be very loyal, steadfast, trustworthy, patient, persistent, and very calm and placid. Now, it's interesting with this combination. You have the conscious level, which is the moon. The sun is our conscious, and the moon being the unconscious. Um, Aries moon can be very assertive and aggressive, combative, acrimonious, outspoken, and courageous. They're almost, the antithesis of Taurus. I mean, because you have Taurus as being more deliberate, timid, a little bit more passive and docile. Taurus can become infuriated when provoked beyond the point of their endurance, but the Aries moon can be more consistently acerbic, at least in their reactions and their responses, and on an unconscious level. I mean, Aries moon can become acerbic with some people that try to become orderly or authoritative and boss them around, but on the basic character being the sun and Taurus, actually can thrive in a subordinate or subservient position. So that's what makes it interesting combination. So inwardly, this person may not really always be apt to be taking orders from somebody, but on as far as the fundamental basic character goes, this person actually can be very equipped to do so. Now, another thing is that this is also another way this may manifest or be expressed. It could be about where one may bring that persistent and loyal, which is Taurus, those qualities of their sun sign, into something that's Aries related. And that could be firefighting, the military, it could be arson investigation, law enforcement, combat sports, even volatile sports like football as an example. It can be a combination as well. Taurus sun, I mean, the sun is about our basic wants, and the Taurus sun wants to basically express pleasure and also and make money. Now, the Aries moon is about our emotional needs. Aries moon needs to lead, be pioneering, combat. It could just simply be standing up for others, handling emergencies, and just general activity, staying busy. Um, so it is, a very strong contrast between the basic character, which is the sun, and that inner self, the which is the moon. In this case, the moon being in Aries. Now, this could be as well when you look at this. I mean, the true self, which is the sun, and in this case being in Taurus, it can be very sedentary, stagnant, and averse to moving around. It could be just difficult to get to go anywhere. But when you have the Aries moon is more, a need to expend more energy, be active, adventurous. I'd say the combination, can be a little frustrating for some because you have as the basic character of the sun, again, the Taurus being more sedentary and more stagnant, where the Aries moon, really wants to, has that need to be doing things. And the thing about this too, there's obviously a strong, when you look at this as well, the sun is about our drive and motivation. So this person may be driven and motivated, which is the sun, and it could be to having stability in doing, when you have, which is Taurus. And the thing about this is when you talk about the moon, being in Aries, there's more of a need to do things in a quick, more in a hurried, type of manner. And when you have, this combination, Sun and Taurus again may want stability. Aries moon can be a little bit impatient, so it may be a little bit, this energy to, in order to attain stability, to acquire possessions, to generate income, which is all connected with Taurus, may be done a little more, feeling more impatient, more hurried. I mean, the moon is about how we feel, and also too, there's obviously a strong disparity between the actions, which is the sun, and the reactions and responses, which is the moon. Now, the actions, which is the sun, in this case being in Taurus, could be very deliberate and methodical. And reactions, being the moon and being an Aries, can be more spontaneous, more impulsive, even acrimonious. Taurus is interesting. The sun in Taurus, the fundamental character, also is more, it's placid, calm, and more patient. And the Aries moon has that proclivity to be more impatient and impetuous. So it makes, again, the combination very interesting for somebody to have this. And the thing about this too, now let's say if this is in a conjunction aspect and the Taurus sun, for example, Taurus sun is at 2 degrees and the Aries moon is at 29 degrees. I would say this could manifest in very intensified focus, and the focus of the sun. And it could be on doing Aries-related things, on leadership, being pioneering, standing up for others. It could be something with welding or carpentry, or another Aries field like arson investigation. Now, some people, whether it's astrologers or astrology enthusiasts, don't believe that there is such a thing, called out of sign conjunctions or aspects in general. But I mean, I believe, that there can be, and I could illustrate, one example. I mean, very basic example, like right now, like the example I just described with the Taurus sun and the Aries moon, with the Taurus sun being at 2 degrees, for example, and the Aries moon at 29 degrees. Well, the thing is, they might not be in the same sign, but because they're in such close proximity to each other, they still can be, there's still friction that could be felt between the two planets. And that is why I believe you can have, out of sign aspects, which would include, we're talking about as far as major aspects go. In this particular case, the sun, the conjunction, sextiles, trines, squares, oppositions, and inconjuncts as well. Inconjuncts, may be seen as major or minor aspects. I see that actually as more of a major aspect. So I think for these reasons, what I just described, you can have out of sign aspects. And again, when you look at this, this combination you're talking about, I mean, if you have, well, what I want to say is, if you have like an ascendant, you got to look at the, factor everything in the chart. If your ascendant, is in a more passive sign, like Cancer or Pisces as an example, that the Aries moon, for example, that energy, may not, it might soften that energy, to some degree. I would say this combination can be a headstrong combination as well, because the Taurus sun, Taurus is very fixed and determined in the basic character, and the Aries moon, even though Aries is a cardinal sign, it still could be very single-minded. But if you have, say, a more flexible ascendant, like a Gemini ascendant, that can modify this energy to some degree, and the person with the Gemini ascendant might be more pliable and adaptable, more so than the typical person that has the Taurus sun and Aries moon combination. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Ed will learn it, saying stay well.